Hi everybody, welcome to Teaspoon Retro. I'm your host, Teaspoon, and today I've got a quick Foodie Beauty video for you regarding Foodie's merch store. Now, she launched her first merch store a couple of days ago and it was an unqualified disaster. And now it seems that she's relaunched it through another company, spring.com. So this time she's doing some slightly different merch, which was the first one that everybody said was copyright, and it was a trademark that she could not use because Visa is obviously a company and it was using the Visa font, so that's not made an appearance. However, what has made an appearance is Visa, and Foodie doesn't seem to have listened to everybody's advice when it comes to the fact that Visa is actually trademarked. So Foodie still hasn't learned her lesson, still hasn't put the required time in to thoroughly research whether any of the phrases that she's going to be putting on her merchandise is copyrighted. So things like Visa, Proud Visa, Beauty Bite, etc. Has she done the necessary due diligence required and looked to see if any of those could be copyrighted? It does not appear that she's done that due diligence, which is perfectly on brand for Foodie because everything is minimum effort. And so let's take a little quick look at this merch now that we've got up on here. I've just bought it up. Well, we've got some rather strange Foodie's drain rat in a sticker hoodie. I have no idea what that's meant to be referring to be honest. Why on earth would you want a t-shirt with Foodie's drain rat on it? I have absolutely no idea on that score. And then obviously it comes in a tote bag, t-shirt, necklace. And then we've got Pickle Addict. And that one's not too bad, I suppose. You know, it's definitely on brand for Foodie Beauty. And that comes in a variety of different things. Again, it's just the same design copied over and over on different things like hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, flip-flops, but there doesn't seem to be a design showing on there. So, I mean, that's rather strange. Okay, and then of course we've got the same thing again. We've got Foodie Beauty again, which is the same font as appeared on the first store that she put up. And that comes in different things. T-shirts again. Same thing again. So it's like really the same thing over and over. Mugs, tote bags. And the thing is, with the Foodie Beauty one, is that it does not match with Foodie's brand. I would have expected something more along the lines of Foodie Beauty with, say, these two O's here, perhaps being burgers, something like that, you know, because that would be more on brand with her persona, you know, that she loves food. So, okay, so going on to page 3. The Freaky Visa has reappeared again. And again, like I said, Visa is a trademark. So we've got problems there with that. And we're still using this terribly nightmare-inducing design that absolutely doesn't work. So again, it's low effort with Foodie, which is, would we expect anything any different? Okay, and then we've got the Fat and Pretty again, and then, you know, there's nothing exciting really about any of these designs. I mean, they're all AI, because these are the ones that she did. from AI, and this is not great. There's nothing there that makes me think, oh, I'd like to buy that. You know, that sort of feeling you get when you see a top or a t-shirt on something and it's really stylish and clever, and you think, oh, I'd love to wear that. A new one she's entered, which is Beauty Bite. And there might be problems with this phrasing as well, because it turns out that Foodie was not the first person to coin the phrase Beauty Bite. So it seems that has already been lifted from somewhere else, which is hardly surprising. Given Chantal, and then we've got I said shh, which is, oh, see, the Beauty Bite is it's not great either. See, now I would have kind of made that the eye perhaps a pickle, something like that. Looking at the sizing, so okay, so let's just take a little look at the sizing, because obviously there is a proportion of the girl world audience that are larger ladies, and some of Foodie's own beezers are larger ladies, and so the question was asked about sizing, and the first place that she picked was not really doing sizing much beyond a 2XL, 3XL. And unfortunately, as we've got here, the women's classic t-shirt, that only goes up to a 3XL, size 22 to 24. So she doesn't seem to have really addressed that aspect, that some of these designs and the sizing for these clothes won't actually go up to the sizing that her beezers require. I mean, for example, Foodie's is definitely bigger than a 3XL. I can say that with absolute confidence. So, you know, Foodie's not even making merch that would fit herself, and like I say, doesn't fit perhaps some of her loyal beezers. So who's going to buy this, you ask yourself? It needs to sort of go up to a 5-6XL really to be more inclusive. So you've got the unisex pullover hoodie. Now the hoodies go up to the larger sizing, which is 5XL, because that's unisex. We've even got flip-flops here. Then she's got tumblers, water bottles, etc. So another thing that strikes me about some of the designs of Foodie Beauty's relaunched merch store that I've just noticed is, somewhat hilariously, the coffee bees, which is the only image that looks fairly cute, you could say, still missing 2 wings off the left-hand side. So it's a disaster once again, and the fact that Foodie's still not picked up on this, it's just more of a sort of lazy slap the same thing on as many different products as you can and hope somebody buys them. And then you've got things like notebooks, Ready Set Bees. Not very exciting, is it? Really, all sort of plain. No real colour variations in this one. It only seems to be like 2 colours, black or white. And you've got comfort tees that go up to 5XL, but like I say, there's no available colours. There's a second t-shirt design here for Proud Beezer. This time the cat has all 4 wings, so that's at least more accurate. And it's the only one I can see that would be perhaps remotely popular with her beezers. So there's Foodie's merch store that's up now, and for some reason the designs aren't showing on her page properly, but if you click on the link, obviously that takes you to it. So it's yet another glitchy mess. Okay, so I'm no fashionista or anything like that, but as I said, what you really want with your t-shirt designs is for them to pop, for them to be bright and bold. You want them to be available in different colours. And like I say, there's still the same issues here, using of trademark terms. There's still problems with, well, frankly, one of them is very, very disturbing, the Proud Bees one. The Coffee Bees is the only one that I would say is perhaps what anybody'd want to wear. Like I say, it's just all very sort of dull and uninspiring, and yeah, not great at all. So there's my 2 cents anyway. So Foodie'S relaunch is yet another unmitigated disaster. I dare say that obviously Foodie'S number 1 and number 2 mods, Teardrop, Tracy, that they'll rush out to buy them. That means probably that Teardrop's husband is going to have to rummage through the bins for meals for the next month. And like I say, so it's limited colours, designs are very sort of meh. I can't see this selling whatsoever. So it's a thumbs down from me. You know, that 95%, 98% of your store that nobody's going to want to buy, then it's an unqualified disaster. Yet again. So bravo Foodie, you've managed to fail not once but twice. So let's see how long this one stays up. See you guys soon. Take care. Thanks for stopping by and listening to me waffle on about about t-shirts and designs and all those sort of things. So there we are. Okay guys, see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.